Welcome guys. So I'm doing this groove over here, as you see, and somebody asked me about describing the groove patterns. Okay, so first of all, there's actually two set of patterns. One is going to be a pattern of the unit, and then it's going to be pattern of actually tool cutting. So number 0, you pick the end of the groove, right? So this is my 0. This is where you set the end of the groove as your starting point Z, and then the width of the groove is going to indicate how far to go back. We usually always do number 1 groove. So number 1 groove, you give it at the beginning of the groove, and the width of the groove is going to indicate how far you're going to go forward into the part. Now there's also 2 options, because you can, like as you see, for example, let's call this a 1/2 inch. My starting point on a Z is 1/2 inch. My ending point of Z is also 1/2 inch, right? Because it's a straight groove. But let's say if this was a taper, the actual beginning of the groove as the ending of the Z, will be still here, okay? The beginning of the Z, let's say, will be here, for example, right? So you taper this pretty much all the way to the Z. So the end of the groove is always going to be this beginning edge, and your starting point, if it's straight, is going to be the same as your finishing Z. And I'll show you quickly as a refresher what I'm talking about here. Okay, let's go to patterns. So here are your patterns. 0, 1. We already talked about it. This is just going to be a refresher. You can go to the question mark and it's going to show you. So like I said, 0, you give this, if starting and ending point is going to be at the end of your part, right? This is your 0. Number 1, the end is going to be here. The beginning is going to be the taper. But if you have a straight groove, technically you'd start and finish at some point. Now the question, let me actually get out of here. The question that we're going to be talking about it's not this pattern in the unit as we talked about, right? So this unit is groove. This is going to be in the tool, where you see another pattern. So you have 1 pattern and 2 patterns. Right now I'm at pattern 0. Okay, if you press this switch, you're gonna see an option: standard, bidirectional, and unidirectional. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm going to the tool path. I got a whole part here. Okay, so let's do this. Edit. I'm gonna shut everything off and I'm just gonna use that groove. Multiple out. I'm gonna shut off the facing, the bar out. Okay, apply. Let's go to program, toolpath. I'm gonna go to this arrow, scale change, 0.2, press, and a part. Okay, so we have the part, and I'm gonna run this. And this is pattern 0. Regular grooving cycle, right? Now let's go to program, edit. I'm gonna change from pattern 0 standard to bidirectional. Okay, I'm gonna erase this, path erase, and I'm gonna continue. So I'm gonna path erase again. Okay, path continue. I'm gonna go with path step. So as you see, it goes to the right, retracts a little bit, goes in, retracts a bit, and continues left. So as you see, it goes here, comes back, goes down, give itself a little bit place, and technically it's going back and forth, not wasting any time. Okay, this is that bidirectional. Now let's do number 2, which is unidirectional. Toolpath, half erase, continue, and I'm gonna stop this. Okay, so as you see, it technically looks like it's a turning, regular tuning, right? Except you're using a grooving option. And the difference is also how it's gonna actually, because it finishes like a grooving, and I'll show you. It comes here, go to the middle, comes here and goes to the middle. Versus turning, you would actually just finish it like this. And you can use a grooving tool, set your angles to the 0, and you can do similar thing. But then you have to cheat, versus this will actually, you don't have to do that. Half erase. I'm gonna run a cycle. Okay, as you see, goes to the middle, comes up, goes to the back, and comes back to the 0 and leave. And this is, once again, your pattern here in your tooling unit instead of your common unit. Thank you very much. See you next time.